Have you ever looked at a world map and wondered where the next major global conflict might erupt? It's a sobering thought, but in our interconnected world, regional tensions can quickly escalate, impacting all of us. From trade disruptions to humanitarian crises, the ripple effects are far-reaching. Today, we're taking a deep dive into 5 of the most volatile regions on the planet, exploring the complex issues at play and what might be at stake for the future of global stability. We're not here to fearmonger, but to understand. By shining a light on these flashpoints, we can better appreciate the delicate balance of peace and the urgent need for diplomacy. So, let's explore the geopolitical hotspots that are currently keeping world leaders up at night. First up, a place that's frequently in the headlines, Taiwan. This self-governing island, located just about 100 miles off the coast of mainland China, is a major source of tension between Washington and Beijing. Why? Well, the People's Republic of China views Taiwan as a breakaway province that must, eventually, be reunified with the mainland, by force if necessary. The United States, on the other hand, maintains a policy of strategic ambiguity, meaning it doesn't officially say whether it would defend Taiwan militarily, but it is legally bound to provide the island with a means to defend itself. This delicate dance has been going on for decades, but recent years have seen a significant increase in military activity. We've all seen the news footage, Chinese fighter jets repeatedly entering Taiwan's air defense identification zone, large-scale naval drills simulating an invasion, and increasingly assertive rhetoric from Beijing. Taiwan in response has been bolstering its own defenses, extending compulsory military service, and purchasing advanced weaponry from the US. But it's not just a military issue. Taiwan is a democratic powerhouse and a linchpin of the global economy. It's home to TSMC, the world's largest and most advanced semiconductor manufacturer. A conflict here would be catastrophic, not just for the people of Taiwan, but for the entire world. The global supply chain for everything from smartphones to cars would grind to a halt. The economic fallout would make recent global disruptions look like a walk in the park. This is why diplomats are working tirelessly behind the scenes, trying to maintain the fragile status quo and prevent a miscalculation that could lead to a devastating war between 2 nuclear-armed powers. Now, let's turn our attention to a conflict that is no longer potential but tragically real, Ukraine. For years now, the world has watched as this sovereign nation has fought for its very existence against a full-scale invasion. What began in 2014 with the annexation of Crimea has escalated into the largest land war in Europe since World War II. The images are seared into our collective memory. Cities reduced to rubble, millions of people displaced from their homes, and the heartbreaking human cost of war on full display. This conflict is a stark reminder of what's at stake when international law and national sovereignty are violated. The fighting is intense, a brutal mix of old-school artillery duels and cutting-edge drone warfare. We see convoys of international aid trying to reach besieged cities, a testament to global solidarity. But we also see the immense strain this war is putting on global systems. It has triggered a massive refugee crisis, disrupted global food and energy supplies, and forced a dramatic realignment of geopolitical alliances. Nations have been forced to choose sides, pouring billions in military and humanitarian aid into Ukraine while imposing unprecedented sanctions on Russia. This conflict isn't just about Ukraine's borders. It's a fundamental battle over the principles of self-determination and the future of the international order. The outcome here will resonate for generations, shaping security, politics, and economics across the globe. Next, we journey to a region that has been a crossroads of empires and a source of conflict for centuries, the Middle East. It's a place of incredible history, culture, and resources, but also of deep-seated rivalries and complex political dynamics. Trying to untangle it all can feel overwhelming. Imagine a web of alliances and enmities, with nations, religious groups, and non-state actors all vying for influence. At the heart of it all, you have the long-standing rivalry between Saudi Arabia, a Sunni monarchy, and Iran, a Shia theocracy. This isn't just a religious divide, it's a geopolitical struggle for regional dominance, playing out in proxy wars across countries like Yemen and Syria. Then, there's the unresolved Israeli-Palestinian conflict, a deeply emotional and politically charged issue that has shaped the region for over 75 years and continues to be a major source of instability. And let's not forget the oil. The Middle East holds a massive percentage of the world's proven oil reserves. Any disruption to the flow of oil from this region, whether through conflict or political instability, can send shockwaves through the global economy, causing energy prices to skyrocket for all of us. The presence of powerful non-state actors, like Hezbollah and various militant groups, adds another layer of unpredictability. For these reasons, the Middle East remains a critical flashpoint, a powder keg where a single spark could ignite a much larger fire with global consequences. From the deserts of the Middle East, we travel high into the Himalayas, to the world's highest and one of its most dangerous border disputes. This is the line of actual control, the de facto border between India and China, to nuclear-armed neighbors and the world's most populous nations. This border has never been formally demarcated, leading to overlapping territorial claims across a vast, unforgiving landscape. For decades, a fragile peace was maintained through a series of agreements that, among other things, banned the use of firearms along the border. But in recent years, tensions have flared dramatically. We've seen satellite images revealing massive military buildups on both sides, with new roads, bases, and airfields being constructed at a rapid pace. Soldiers clad in high-altitude gear patrolled the icy peaks. The uneasy peace was shattered by deadly hand-to-hand clashes, a brutal and primitive form of combat in the 21st century. This isn't just a squabble over remote, uninhabited territory. It's part of a broader strategic competition between two rising Asian giants. A full-blown conflict between India and China would be an unthinkable catastrophe, not only for the region but for the world. It would pit nearly a third of humanity against each other, with devastating economic and human costs. The diplomatic and military maneuvering in these mountains is a high-stakes game that the whole world is watching with bated breath. Finally, we arrive at the Korean Peninsula, home to what is often called the world's last Cold War frontier. The Demilitarized Zone, or DMZ, is a 2.5-mile wide, 150-mile-long strip of land that has separated North and South Korea since the armistice in 1953. It's one of the most heavily fortified borders on Earth. On one side you have South Korea, a vibrant high-tech democracy and a key U.S. ally. On the other, North Korea, an isolated, totalitarian state armed with nuclear weapons. The situation is a perpetual source of anxiety. We regularly see scenes of massive military parades in Pyongyang, where North Korea showcases its latest ballistic missiles. Each launch a violation of UN Security Council resolutions. In response, South Korea and the United States conduct massive joint military drills, practicing their readiness for any potential aggression from the North. The cycle of provocation and response is a dangerous one. A miscalculation by either side, or a misunderstanding of intentions, could quickly spiral out of control. With the city of Seoul, a metropolis of 25 million people, located just 35 miles from the border, the potential for catastrophic human loss is immense. The quest for a lasting peace on the Korean Peninsula remains one of the most difficult and urgent challenges in international diplomacy. So, there you have it. 5 regions, 5 complex sets of challenges, each with the potential to dramatically reshape our world. From the strategic waters surrounding Taiwan, to the battle-scarred plains of Ukraine, the intricate rivalries of the Middle East, the freezing heights of the Himalayas, and the tense standoff on the Korean Peninsula. It's easy to feel overwhelmed by the scale of these potential conflicts. But understanding is the first step toward finding solutions. These situations underscore the incredible importance of diplomacy, communication, and a shared commitment to international law. Peace is not a given. It's a fragile state that requires constant effort and vigilance. While military strength has its place, the ultimate path to a more stable world lies in negotiation, compromise, and mutual respect. It's about building bridges, not just walls. It's about recognizing our shared humanity and our common interest in a peaceful and prosperous future. Thanks for joining me on this global tour. If you found this breakdown helpful, be sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more deep dives into the issues shaping our world. Stay curious and stay informed.